What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Roddy Rod, and tonight I'm going to try to be brief, but I'm going to go in a different direction than I normally would, and that's because I am concerned about some things that I see on TV. Now, if you all watch ESPN First Take, then you probably saw the exchange this week between Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt, and it was a spirited debate. But I am one of those people that believe that we're kind of going at Stephen A. Smith harder than we actually should, and it's kind of, let's just be real, it's not fair what he's dealing with at the moment. He's covered the WNBA in the past, but let's just be real here. Most people were not tuning in because there was nothing about it that really drew the interest of people. But now they have someone, and unfortunately, she has been met with a great deal of jealousy. I know that's the word that they don't want to hear, but it is, and it happens. It happened to Michael Jordan in the 80s. It happens. I can only imagine what it's like to work your tail off in your profession. And you do everything, you come in, you do everything the right way, and you play hard. But the viewers aren't there. The money isn't there. Think about this. Most of these players in the WNBA make a salary that many of us in the regular world can achieve. And that isn't fair. I'm a strong proponent of hoping and praying that the women's basketball finances go up. I'm a dad of girls, and I have another on the way. So yes, this is something that I do care deeply about in the event that that's the way that my daughters want to go. But let's just keep it real here. One person is driving that this year. I hate to sound like I'm discrediting others, but let's keep it real. Most people are tuning in because we are very interested in one Caitlin Clark. You know why? Because we haven't quite seen one like her. Caitlin Clark is dangerous the moment she crosses that half court. You know why? Because she can let it go and she'll hit a logo three right on your face. It's Steph Curry-ish in a way. But she also has the LeBron effect. You know why? Because she had a lot of people that were haters when she was in college. They didn't like her antics. They didn't like the flopping. They didn't like the complaining to the refs after every little thing. And so what she has done is she has brought viewerships. You know why? Because you either really want to see her succeed or you really want to see her fail. And regardless of what side of that aisle you sit on, guess what? That drives up revenue. You know why? Because the more they see people are coming to either hate or love on this young lady, they're going to put them on TV. And you know what else is up? Their home attendance games and the attendance of their opponents. You know why? Because people want to see Caitlin Clark. And I'm not just saying this to try to drool over her, because if you're on my social media, then you know I'm all about some Angel Reese. I'm all about the Bayou Barbie. I am all about the new League Barbie. And she does draw some viewership. You know why? Because she's got the modeling thing going on before the games, and she comes out there and she's a walking double-double. But unfortunately, she does not move the needle like this young lady in Caitlin Clark. And what I think a lot of these analysts are doing is they're listening to people like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp and Charles Barkley, who are trying to warn them, listen, Caitlin Clark is that cash cow right now. Don't try to do things because you're either jealous of her or you're mad at the attention that she's getting and you think you're a better player. Ride that. You know why? Because with all the new endorsements that are going to be coming to the WNBA, guess what? She can't take them all. So here's what they're saying do. You go out there, beat her at her own game, outplay her. Show those people, those advertisers that, hey, you can put that money in my pocket. What Caitlin Clark is doing for the WNBA right now is giving them raw, organic numbers of their own. Because the WNBA, let's just be real here, it probably would have had to close its doors years ago if the NBA did not offer to give them an annual pay of $15 million per year. That $15 million covers the cost of their travel, their facility upkeep, and other expenses that the public don't realize goes on in an organization like the NBA or the WNBA. So, with that being said, this is not a knock on the players. But understand, this thing that is Caitlin Clark right now, it's something special. Ride it. That's what they're trying to tell you. Ride it. Go out there and get that money, because here's the warning. Y'all want to give these men warnings about how they should cover women's sports, even though they're giving them the same treatment that they give the men, which, by the way, we talk about equality all the time. The thing that I have a problem with is when people want things to be equal until it benefits them not to be equal. But here's the warning that I would say. There are some new viewers to the WNBA. I will be honest with you. This is the most consistent that I've watched. Now, there's been players like Lisa Leslie, Maya Moore, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Skylar Diggins, Brittany Griner. There's been players in the past that I have watched, but I typically watch their games. But this rookie class, being led by one Caitlin Clark, this is the first time that they have kept my eyes on there. And here's the thing. When you all come on TV and you talk about what Caitlin Clark isn't doing and what the others are doing, and it sounds like more attacks on somebody who it looks like she's being targeted on the court, you're turning some of us back off to it. Because guess what? We came in for the excitement that this rookie class put on in their final season in college. Because make no mistake about it, women's college basketball was the best basketball all this past year. It was. It was better than the NBA regular season games. It was better. It was way, light years better than the men's game. That's why they have the record viewings on draft night. That is why everywhere one Caitlin Clark goes, the viewership is up, the TV ratings are up, and guess what? On average, they're up by 10,000 seats a game at their home games. And their opponents also seem to be having an uptick in their thing. So much that the LA Sparks broke the Lakers' attendance record. Ladies, I can't tell you how you should feel, but I will say this. Ride that wave. Go get that money. Let this sink in. All us regular people out in the world that are not on TV, we can go get a job right now and match your salary. But what this addition of Caitlin Clark is, and if we market this thing the right way, creating her and Angel Reese as legitimate rivals, man, we could get some serious money brought into the WNBA. And maybe the league can expand a little bit more so that somebody like me that's living in Alabama, maybe Alabama will consider getting a women's team. Maybe other states that are around me that don't have a women's team, if Alabama doesn't get it, maybe they'll do it. I know I have Atlanta to my east, but I'm not driving no 4.5 hours to watch a game and then try to get back this way. So that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. What are your thoughts if you care to comment? I think that these people need to accept that Caitlin Clark is the future of women's basketball. And if you can't accept that and you keep trying to block her off from this success because you feel some type of way about it, then accept that we're going to stay where we are. And at some point, it's just going to all fall apart. All of this work would have been for nothing. And that isn't fair. And it's not fair to go after analysts saying that they got to be careful with how they cover women's sports when you don't have anything to say when they do the exact same thing to the men, but we want to talk about equality. I'm out.